Hi, this is Anders and you're watching A Well-Tempered Hacker. This time we're going to take a look at a little Raspberry Pi device that I've set up with a little TFT screen that shows you the current price of Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at how this works, take it apart, and look at all the software. So this is the device. The idea here is that, might be a little hard to see, but those numbers are supposed to look like a flip clock. They don't flip yet, but that's what they're supposed to look like. As you can see, this is just a normal Raspberry Pi, and then I've got a little USB Wi-Fi on here, and you can see this board that's been soldered here into the connector that connects into the main board. This is a device you can get from Adafruit, which is a company that makes add-on boards and various types of electronics for your for Raspberry Pis and different things like that. As you can see, the numbers are changing every once in a while, and the reason that is because this thing is being driven live. These are live trading numbers. Every time a trade happens, you see the update here if the price has changed, and it connects to a server on the net, and it keeps doing that pretty much 24/7. These are pretty handy. You can put one of these, in every room of the house and never be at a loss to know what the price of Bitcoin is on Bitstamp. So that's the device. We can now pull it apart and take a look at how it works. We're on the Raspberry Pi now, and we have this thing called FB digits. That stands for frame buffer digits, and as you can see, it's just a C program that includes some of the standard frame buffer stuff here. And what I'll do is I'll initialize the display, and then I have this little thing here called draw image, and that's going to take a digit from an array that's in memory and draw the digits on the screen. So we'll take a look here at digits.h. And you'll see that there's a bunch of these different unsigned shorts, and there's tons of numbers in here. And what this is each of these numbers refers to starting from the upper left and going to the right, and then going down a line and going to the right and going down a line like that. It's going to fill the screen. So these 1082s are actually essentially black. And what they do is they are RGB 565 format, bit patterns that say what the pixels should be on the screen. So here I've got a digit here, and you can see it's this is in Photoshop, and it's kind of set up so that it looks like a flip clock digit, and then I've got a bunch of other digits that you can see, and they're in different layers. And I've saved all these off as PNG files. So what I ended up doing, I think they're here in art. Yeah, you can see that I've got all of these, D0.h, and so I took D0, so this is digit 0, the 0, and then I ran a program which reads in the PNG file and spits out the RGB 565 data in a header file, and you can see that D0.h is, essentially, it doesn't have, this is just the header. There's actually the .c that has all the data. I combine them into one. But that's how I went from Photoshop digits that look like this, and then I turned them into just essentially arrays of data that I blit to the screen. And so that's what this FB digits thing does. So if I say make here, the Raspberry Pi is blindingly fast, so it does take a long time to compile. Now we have this thing called FB digits, this executable, and if you just run it, it says it wants, want to say whatever you want, put it on the screen. So let's say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit that, and we see that it shows up on the screen. So that's how this thing runs. It's just, whatever the data input that we have is going to
execute this FB digits C program that and put whatever the argument is on the screen. So the way I do that is a little Node.js here called bitcoin-display.js, and this is very very basic and not ideally written yet, because what it does, as you can see, it just spawns I've renamed FB digits to show digits, and then I just parse the float of whatever I got to fixed, so 2 decimal places, and I stick a $sign in front of it, and that's how I show whatever is on the screen. So the way that I'm doing this is we're using a WebSocket. So I create a WebSocket to some address that gives me the data. This one is actually not real. And then on message, so every time I get a new update, I parse the data that I get. Here, of course, I print it, and this is what the data kind of looks like. So in this case, the last, which is what I'm going to be showing here, was $970.47. So then what I do is I've got probably too many console logs here, but it's good to see things are going on. I parse to float o.last, so I take the that last number 970.47 and I pass it to fixed. I add a $sign in front of it, and I execute the app, which shows it on the screen. Now that's going to be updated as much as Bitcoin is sold. Every time some trade happens, I get a hit on this. And I have a back-end program that connects, in this case, to Bitstamp and reads that data and just shows it to me essentially in real time. So that's how the software works on this little Raspberry Pi device that shows the price of Bitcoin in real time. And that's all I've got for you on this very quick episode of A Well-Tempered Hacker. See you next time.